All right. Vashawn? What?
She has a United States Marshal's Force.
Ah, so we're gonna have to see what that's about then. Okay. All right, Vashawn. I was late this morning. Well, I was on time this morning,
You were on time.
but you know what ended up happening? Downstairs, when I went to go pick up a nice little water, I ran into Robert Porter, Juan Aguilera, Denny Callahan, and James Sealaw.
They were all together.
They were all together in the cafeteria. And then Marquise Kirkwood shows up. And so then it's Old Home Week. And then they're standing in line to vote. I'm so glad I was able to vote yesterday. So I finished. I got my sticker too. They have choices.
Oh, they have choices.
Yes. All right, everyone, I'm going to call the docket. You need to stand and let me know you are here. In custody, we have Chavarria, Ray De La Rosa. Ray De La Rosa. Leon Small. In custody is Garcia. Moses Martinez. All right, thank you. Isaac Valle. Christopher Gonzalez, custody. Randy Folsom. Ah, thank you. Kimberly Villanueva. Clinton Dixon, custody. Leslie Ayala, custody. Eric Kelly, custody. Genevieve Castaneda, custody. Evelyn Alveda, custody.
Council President, Your Honor.
Thank you. Aiden Martinez. Aiden Martinez. Deputy, all of the people who are not here, they need to go in the box.
Okay.
Jason Montez, custody. Thank you. Larry Smith.
Custody.
Josue Alvarado, custody. Eric Kelly, custody. Johnny Trevino. Thank you. Marissa Magana. Jonathan Dash, custody. Armando Garcia, custody. Stephanie Cled, custody. Is there anyone whose name was not called? All right, so everyone, the court is recessing exactly at 11:55. I have a judges meeting. I need to be there. So if your attorney is not here by 10:30, you probably should step outside and call them on the phone and tell them they need to be here. Otherwise, everybody is coming back at 1:30. And there's no need to request from the court, can I come back tomorrow? Answer is no, you're coming back this afternoon. Does everyone understand? And attorneys, if you have someone in custody, let the deputies know so they can bring them out. You're not ready to approach the court unless you've conferred with the state and conferred with your client. All right, everyone, please confer. How's it going?
Judge, you're looking great.
Oh.
You're in fine form as usual.
Oh,
How are
thank you. And I see you on the wall.
Judge, you can never get me out of your head.
I cannot. I think it's fabulous though.
Well,
So how are you been doing?
Good, busy, real busy.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
So many people are retiring.
Who's retiring?
John Economini, he told me he's down to, I think, 4 civil cases.
Oh, I think he's paid his dues, though.
Oh, gosh, he was telling me 50 years.
50,
Yes.
good for him.
I will tell you, I was actually on a second chair in a capital murder case with him.
Oh, did you try?
Oh, it was awesome.
He's a very good lawyer.
He is.
He did a lot, when I was a prosecutor, he was there a lot, but he was very pleasant. He's one of those guys, those lawyers that shows that you can be pleasant. That was,
Oh, yes.
he didn't miss the, you better have the things lined up.
I had such a great time. I learned so much from sitting with him. And he is very detailed, which I love. So we got along great.
He's very detailed, he's very,
Mhm.
he's very practical. I love working with him. He's such a nice guy.
He is.
He has a great retirement.
He did. I was telling everybody, and I didn't know this until, we were working together on that case because you learn things about people. Do you know he wrote a book about birds?
No.
Yes, and I think it's on North American birds, but oh my gosh, it is detailed.
Oh, so he's one of those, there's a word for it, those bird watchers.
Yes. And you know who else has started bird watching is Patton Zarate.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
There's just not quite enough excitement in that for me. I don't have the patience.
Oh, no, I think it would be great. See, yes. So it's called, oh, it's out of stock now.
Oh, see, he's beyond taxes. He's quite a bird expert.
Oh, he is.
Birds are fantastic, especially when you get a mockingbird and he does this real calm. He actually has a song that he does. And this is. because
I haven't heard it.
They usually do a blue jay or something, but then they.
Oh,
actually-
mimic.
Yeah, they usually mimic, but they have their own song as well. So it's just fantastic.
Oh, his book is called Raptors of Western North America.
See, that would be interesting. I love
Yes.
hawks and stuff.
And he did some drawings in it. Can you believe that?
No,
Yes.
he's a man of many talents.
I'm like, wow. So, yeah.
Well,
So do
good
you
for
have
him.
Isaac Valier?
Yeah, Judge, we just got discovery on the 6th.
All right, where is Mr. Valier?
All
All right, Mr. Valier, come forward, please. All right, thanks for dressing appropriately for court. So you've now received all discovery?
Yes. We just got it. We're going through it. We might, how things arise. Hey, we noticed there's a mention of something, but no, it appears we have.
Okay, and how old are you?
23.
23.
But you were asking me, Judge.
Now, I will tell you, I always ask defendants' ages
Yeah.
because sometimes when you have people before you that are young, they need time to really internalize what their attorneys are telling them
Oh, yeah.
and make informed decisions. Because sometimes young people are quick to make a decision and you need to let it marinate a little. All right, so let me ask you, was the state able to tender an offer or no?
No, we haven't even gone through discovery. I think it's
Okay.
premature.
All right. So what I'm gonna do, who's the prosecutor you were working with?
I talked to Mr. Edelman.
All right, Andrew,
Yes, Your Honor.
all right, this is gonna be recalled back for November 21st. And you'll need to be prepared to tender an offer to the defense on that day.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so we will be back on November 21st. They'll give you an offer and then I'll reset it for a plea deadline date. And then if an agreement is not worked out, your next date is going to be jury trial. Do you have any questions?
That makes sense.
All right, so once you sign the reset form, then you're excused.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you. Have a good
So
one.
efficient.
I try.
Your Honor, may I approach?
Just one moment. Yes.
My client is in Boston, his name is Ray De La Rosa. He was here, he was present at 9 o'clock. I just went outside to let him talk to him.
All right. Deputy,
Yes, ma'am.
defense says his client was here, but he was outside speaking with him, so he can go back into the audience. It's Ray Dela Rosa.
Dolores.
Right? Glad to see you got it.
Additionally, I believe we're on a trial study. Last.
Oh, just one second. You need to have them pull the file.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, thank you. All right, and family violence? Ashley?
Yes, that's true.
Oh, Ray. All right, so have you all been conferring with Mr. Garcia?
Yes.
All right,
I received an offer last night.
okay, you all need to switch.
Let me get.
Feels familiar, that's right.
All right.
This is Bill, right?
No, it's me, it's me.
And Mr. Dela Rosa, where are you?
He's right there in the audience.
He needs to come forward.
Can you please come up, Ray?
Can be in the middle. Speak loud.
All right, he has 4 cases, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, where are we on discovery?
Right, on Discovery, I was able to download, some of the DWI, officer cam footage last night. So I reviewed that last night, and then we did receive an offer from the state last night as well.
All right, so the offer you received, is that from criminal trial division or family violence or both?
It's from both, and it was a concurrent offer.
Okay,
So I needed time to go over that with my client.
all right, sir, how old are you?
60 going to 61.
All right, so we're gonna come back then on November 21st. That's gonna be your plea deadline date. And I'll need an acknowledgement of discovery signed before you all leave. Any other questions?
No questions, Your Honor.
I just said,
Yes.
simple little thing. I'm going for, I'm gonna have a surgery done on my stomach 7 days from now, major surgery.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry, when
I'm
is
gonna-
this?
7 days from now, on the 29th.
The 29th of October?
Yes, ma'am. And well, I wanted to see what this monitor, because I'm gonna be in the hospital for 3 to 4 days.
All right, you need to provide proof of that to the court. All right, and you'll tender it to the state and they can review it.
Okay, and I will file that, I'll file that with the Discovery, Your Honor.
Oh, well, I mean, if it's
Or
something
no,
that
I
we
can
need,
just hand it to him right now.
here's the thing.
Make copies.
If it's something we need to take care of today, then we can take care of it today. You just need to confer with the state, both criminal trial division and family violence. But your plea deadline date is going to be November 21st. And I'll need an acknowledgement of discovery from everyone before you all leave here today. And then before you leave today, we'll address the surgery issue.
Thank you
All
very
right,
much.
thank
Your
you.
Honor. Okay.
Well, good morning. How's it going? You have a haircut.
I did. It's much easier to manage.
For me, it's just the opposite.
So quick question. There has a new case that he picked up this September of robbery that hasn't been indicted. I'll say that one is indicted. And it's a September 21st offense. The robbery case, to JN. The possession and the unauthorized, has the unauthorized been indicted? Is it possession? Yes. Do you want me to confirm with the state or do you want to be? Okay.
Excuse me, deputy. Deputy. All right, Mr. Delarose, I'm gonna need you to sit back in the box. If you all can check, it's showing that he has an active warrant on my system. And it's under cause number, it's under the 2024 CR 009262 for the assault. If y'all could just double check. Maybe Odyssey has it incorrect, Mr. Delarose, but we're gonna find out.
So he has this case. He has possession and robbery.
Yes, it's showing as an active fugitive warrant on all his cases. Well, except for the cause ending in 5-6, that one doesn't have a warrant showing up.
Can I approach your honor?
You need to have them pull the file.
It's for permission to go to the 226. They're asking me to go down there right now, and I'm waiting for my client to be brought up.
Well, if you'll check with the deputy to see how long it's going to take them to bring your client out.
May I go to the 226 or I'll wait?
Yeah, ask them to see how long.
When I come back?
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
can I go?
Yes.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. So Marco, it's just for these first two cases.
I am sure.
Right, because the bond was reinstated. Correct. It's like the one that's right, there's that. But they're one, they're one. But they're-
My blood pressure, my stress, all that good stuff. You have questions? Okay, the super duper hurry on, I'm gonna get an offer from the state. Just checking what it's up is. Just wanted to make sure. Came up here first. So much.
Because it keeps popping up that little box needs to go.
Yeah.
It needs to move.
Yeah.
No, whatever you get a chance. Essentially, let's go. It was on video. So I've seen the line and all that fun stuff. You know, I guess it must be. You guys been happy for this.
Thank you.
Your Honor, may I approach?
Yes.
Morning, Judge.
Oh, you'll need them to pull the file.
Yes. Yes, sir. Clinton Dixon.
No, he had gone outside the office for 10 minutes.
They're looking into it now. The clerk is- Right.
Good or bad?
I don't know.
Once I get your file, I'll take it up.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes. It's gonna be.
notify yesterday about this, Isaac, the motion to modify. I have the motion today. Let's see if we get a second for that one. Next week probably better.
All right, thank you.
So. Thursday sounds good. Sure. Yep, that's perfect. Motion for a civil trial, that was called.
Thank you.
Wow, we're back in March.
All right, Clinton Dixon.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Dixon, you can come this way. Watch your step. Just sit right here with the microphone. When you're spoken to, make sure you speak loud and clear.
All right, so were you able to confer with the state?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so the possession less than a gram, I know that the labs are probably not going to be in.
Right, Judge, and also there's another case, a robbery that's associated with it, that
All right,
its office date is September 21st, so it's still in the intake division.
all right, so when do you anticipate maybe having information on the robbery?
Information, like, and Verific, I would reckon that we probably just have the warrant in there at this point, but it should be there within the next 30 days.
All right, so what I can do, it's not quite 30 days, but I know the Thanksgiving holiday is coming up. And I always try to give people enough time to be with their families during the holidays. So what I can do is I can recall this for November 21st and we'll see where we are. If they have information about your case, Mr. Dixon, before November 21st, they'll let your attorney know and your attorney can come in sooner than November 21st. Is that a good date for you, counsel?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so we'll recall this for November 21st. Do you have any questions?
You like probation,
Oh, that is something that you'll need to speak with your attorney about and negotiate with the state about. The only thing I do, I'm not allowed to negotiate your case for you. The state and your attorney will negotiate. It's called plea negotiations. They'll negotiate. That's private, it's confidential. So they're not supposed to come to me and say, well, I offered him this and he turned it down. Or your attorney said, we'll take this and they won't offer it. The only thing that happens with me in this process, as far as negotiation is concerned, if you reach an agreement, I'll receive the paperwork, I'll review it, and I'll make a decision on whether or not I think the plea negotiations that you've reached, if it's appropriate or not. But now it's not the time for you to tell me, if I plead, can I have probation? You'll need to discuss that with your attorney. And I'm sure your attorney wants to proceed once he has all of the information. Okay? Any other questions? All right, any issues for you at the jail? All right, you okay with general population?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
Just make sure November 21st.
November
Thank
21st.
you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Judge. Glad you asked me the question about jail.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
May I be excused?
Yes,
Thank you, Judge.
and if there's ever an issue, just let us know. I'll usually call over and have them take care of that.
Absolutely. Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
So even though it's go back. It's my second week.
Yeah. Just as soon as they get the system right, yeah, then you can put it back in the gallery. All right, Mr. Del Rosa, they're taking care of the issue, okay?
Plus, this is a-
He was hired. Things that it's unmatched, they're gonna move with this number. It could be up for like, it's it for.
Is there any communication over 4 days? And you have to.
Yeah, fine.
They're looking for.
Yeah.
Easier. It's been whatever. It is for sure. Yes. He's been really good with that. Yeah, the father, but, he's on. Body cam. I'm gonna go ahead and catch. I didn't see it on specific thing. Like, I'm gonna guys some dress, go to Boston, try to get those chances so that I can. It's like excessive. We have a room here for that's reason, but it's hard to find those little this. So I'm gonna provide that. I'm gonna send that to the.
Jury, let's do it. Already did it.
Mhm.
We picked the first false one.
Yes, yeah.
Everybody, so we still have- That's it. Who we have? It was the first 4 people that got in the box, that's what. We got 3 lawyers.
Yeah.
The other one's not here yet. Dash, he's not here yet.
Jason Montez.
Stand right here in the middle, make sure you speak loud and clear when you're spoken to, sir.
Great, Judge.
Good
That
morning.
guy, we've reviewed stuff. Mr. Montes was evaluated for competency and he was found to be competent. However, there's been some,
All right, just 1 second. Excuse me.
Quiet.
Could you all whisper? Yes.
but there's been some things that were identified in his report, which that were mental health care issues and a drug issue. And so the ADA that's working on this matter is trying to confirm some of that evidence. And so he's going to be back with some more stuff to see if we can work something out. Meanwhile, Judge, I have a 10 o'clock matter that I'd like to.
Sure.
That
All right, let me ask you this. Which prosecutor were you working with?
gentleman here, was it Tony or the third?
Who?
It's one who's not Jason or Antonio, but
Edelman?
yes.
All right, did he tell you when he would have this information?
No, he was gonna try to call and see if people were available. He didn't say when.
All right,
He's
so
been out since.
what we'll do is we'll bring this back on Thursday.
Yeah, or I can come back later. I don't think my matter will take long. I can be back, but I understand.
Well, we can call him back this afternoon.
Okay.
All right, we're gonna bring you back at 1:30, okay?
1:30?
Yes.
Oh, all right.
All right. On Jason Montez, if you could put a hold on him for 1:30.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
All right. I'll be back. Judge.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What page? Oh, you're saying Aiden Martinez? All right, that's page 5. Okay. Aiden Martinez? All right, just have a seat. Let me see something. Could you pull that dismissal for me, please? Thank you. So why isn't this being placed in the system? And they're on the docket. All right, so who do we need to call? Because people shouldn't be showing up to court and placed in the box if their case has been dismissed and it's not in the system that it's been dismissed. No, who from Odyssey? That's what I'm talking about. We're not calling the computer system. So who puts it? All right, then let's call the IT person from Odyssey down here because it's not acceptable for someone to be on the docket and then they're not here. And obviously, I guess he didn't know his case was dismissed because he showed up late.
told the defense attorney, he called me over the weekend, emailed me over the weekend, and I told him it was dismissed.
No, I want somebody from Odyssey here to explain why this is on the docket as an open case when it's been dismissed. And according to the dismissal form I have, it says it's been dismissed since October 4th. And here we are at October 22nd, and he's still showing up on the docket as having a case. That's not acceptable. So if we could have somebody from Odyssey come down, whoever's over this, I don't know, $10 million system. So if we can call them to come down to explain this. Mr. Martinez, if you could step down, please, come down. Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning. So for some reason, you still appeared on the docket. And so when you were not here at 9, you were late, yes. But your case, it shows that it's been dismissed. I've signed the dismissal form. I signed it on October 4th. So you should not have been on the docket to begin with. So I'm sorry you were made to sit in the box. I'm sorry that you showed up, okay?
Thank you.
All right, so this is your dismissal, so you'll have that with you. So if there's an issue or you need that certified, just let us know, okay?
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Have a good one.
Leon Small. And I think a warrant is already out for him.
I can double check that.
All right, thank you.
I have the warrant printed out there.
All right, thank you. All right, thank you.
Another one that I agree with.
Where'd you find that licorice?
Oh, actually, it was at the home store. Oh, please feel free to have some.
No, no.
You know, I'm finding that things that say 0 calories, they don't taste that great. But you know what the problem is? Now, mind you, I'm no chef, but I think the problem is since it's lemon, I think they use that artificial lemon flavoring instead of real lemon. So, but please have some and see if you agree with me. You sure? But Sean, he says he doesn't want any, but when the zombie apocalypse happened and there's no food, he's gonna be wishing for that licorice. Oh, Bashan, I am gonna sign Mr. Collins' early termination. That's a beautiful letter he wrote.
Yeah, very nice letter, right?
And he completed everything.
It's all done. That's like.
Hmm?
All right, sounds good. But you don't.
Yes.
Oh.
There's some news you're gonna give me, Marco, that I'm not gonna want to hear. What's the news? See, you know, and you know,
It shows that the warrant was issued, sir, and then they sort of bond reinstated. And there's a record. He's jail.
Mhm.
For whatever reason, obviously, is still showing up.
so you know what? I don't think people understand with this whole Odyssey thing. With people being taken into custody who shouldn't be in custody because the system is showing that. With people not being released from the jail when they're supposed to be released from the jail. These are all just lawsuits waiting to happen. I don't think people understand that when you're dealing with somebody's liberty. That's why I want the Odyssey person who's over this system to come down and explain why Odyssey isn't showing that, and it should.
And for the most part, as far as I can see, like, at least with clerks, like they're doing their job, right? Like,
Oh, no, it's not even the clerk, it's the system.
We should just stay with them.
Yeah.
It was a little bit of work, you know?
Mhm. Well,
Yes, sir.
Oh, if we could just approach on Ray De La Rosa.
all right. Oh, you don't have to pull the file. This is the medical issue, correct?
Yes, Your Honor. And he's in the box. Apparently he doesn't have active warrant, so.
All right. Well, they're trying to change that in the system. All right. Mr. De La Rosa, if you want to come down, please. All right. So my understanding is there's an issue with surgery. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Have both parties had a chance to review the documentation that the defense has?
Yes, sir.
All right. And state you believe the documentation is accurate?
Yes, sir.
All right. So when is his surgery scheduled?
Scheduled on October the 29th.
Okay,
And they're gonna actually, I believe, lift his stomach.
My stomach up, and then bring it down.
okay.
It's a hernia surgery, but it's not a mesh, it's more of a little surgery type thing.
All right. And when is he going to be released from the hospital?
He said it's gonna take 4 days. I'm gonna be in there for 4 days.
Okay. So let me see here. So is there some sort of prep you have to do before the October 29th date?
Yes,
All right, does that prep involve, you needing the monitor removed before October 29th?
no,
Are you sure?
anything that I have to do for the monitor to be removed. Is what you're saying, I don't understand.
No, okay, this is what I'm saying. Your surgery is on October 29th.
Yes,
My understanding about surgeries is you can't go into surgery with a monitor. Is everybody in agreement with my understanding?
Well, that's what I asked the defense earlier. Judge.
That's
I
my
wasn't-
understanding.
I wasn't sure about that. I don't know if there was an impediment as to surgery and the monitor, and I couldn't get a clear answer. I guess we can ask the defendant at this point now.
All right,
Yeah, no, definitely. And I was asking them as well because I figured they do this all the time.
okay, all right. So nobody's under oath right now. Let me ask you this. The information you have there with the surgery, does it have a number for him to call? Do you have a number to call?
There should be, if not, we can find the number and we can have somebody call.
All right, so my understanding, and I may be wrong, is that you cannot do a surgery with a monitor on because there are different types of equipment that the monitor may impact.
yes.
I don't know that to be true. It's just that the persons that I've had come before me before who've had monitors, they've needed to take them off for MRIs and other things. Maybe this is not like an MR situation. I don't know. So if someone, the number that's on there, if you all will call, let them know that he has a GPS monitor. Let them know what a GPS monitor is and whether or not it needs to be removed for surgery.
Your Honor, my doctor knows about it. I talked to my doctor.
Okay, so here's the thing.
He said if I can get it removed before I go,
Yeah,
because
and-
it's gonna go through X-ray. They're gonna do
All right,
X-rays on
so let me just tell you, I appreciate what you're saying,
it. Yes,
but 9 times out of 10, usually the attorneys want to hear it from the doctor and not from the patient. So if you can get the nurse on the phone or get his office manager on the phone to call them today and ask them, does the GPS monitor need to be removed? And when do they anticipate you being released? Because if they want the monitor removed for surgery, guess what? I believe the state is going to agree for its removal. I'm going to sign the order removing it. But once you're released, it's going to have to be placed back on. So if someone can call the doctor or call their office and attorneys, if you all can do that, then we will see.
Your Honor, I have 3 other settings today. I'm just gonna go run down the courts and tell them that I'm gonna be busy in your court for a while. And they're just gonna be probably reset, so.
Oh, so let me ask you guys this. And I like things to be done quickly. So
there's
you're
something
running,
wrong
let me ask you this, you're running to another court.
Yes, to another.
Wouldn't it be quicker if you guys just pick up the phone and ask them?
There's no phone number on.
All right,
this, so
let me,
I'll try to look it up.
no, let me bring out Google real quick. What's the name of the place?
Elm Heights Surgery. Is there a phone number?
All right. Is this with Christus?
Yeah, let me give them a call in the hallway. Your Honor.
All right, here it is, 949-6000.
949.
Mm-hmm. 210-949-6000.
Give them a call and do that.
All right. And just in case they don't answer, let me give you a second number because they say this number is 24 hours.
Oh. No.
294-8000.
294-8000.
Yes.
Thank
Did you want him to continue to sit in the?
No, he can sit in the gallery
Okay.
because we now know there's a issue with Odyssey.
He's not here yet, they're gonna call me.
Oh, no, it's- oh, okay. All right.
He's not here yet. Okay, thank you. He's not here yet, they're gonna call me. If you do, I can call you.
Okay. Yes. 286. 8717.
Joking. Yeah.
You're welcome.
Yes.
Yes, Your Honor. We had contacted the surgical center and they said, that those electronic monitors should come on.
Okay, see how easy that was?
Thank you.
All right. So, Mr. De La Rosa? All right, so if y'all want to draft an order, right, y'all can write it out. He's saying that his surgery is on October 29th. I don't know if y'all want him to be running around on October 28th trying to get the monitor removed, because it will take some time usually. He has to go sit in the office to have it removed. So if y'all want to have it removed on the 25th, or if y'all want it on the 28th, it's completely up to what agreement you all come to. I know part of the issue is he has a DWI third, I believe,
He has a DWI third pending, Your Honor.
and he also has the assault issues. State Criminal Trial Division on Mr. DeLeon. All right, he has surgery. His surgery is on October 29th. Both parties have talked to the facility and they said, no, he cannot have that GPS on during surgery. So it needs to be removed for him to have his surgery. Everybody is in agreement for the removal. The only question is when parties agree for it to be removed. My understanding about surgeries from my personal experience is that usually the day before surgery, there are certain things you have to do to prepare for the next day of surgery. I don't know if it will be conducive or healthy for him to be running around on October 28th to try to get the GPS device removed. And if something happens and it's not removed on that day, he's not going to be able to have surgery on the 29th. But that's completely up to the parties. Do you want it removed on the 28th? His surgery is on the 29th. Or do you want it removed before then?
I would like removed before then, just in case he has to do like any other tests, like X-rays or whatnot. Maybe like the 27th, I'm thinking, or something.
Well, 27th is a Sunday.
I was thinking giving him a window of 5 days. Oh, my God.
All right, so what date?
This, They can do it, whatever the state wants, that's fine.
He's giving you more time than you asked for.
Oh, that's fine. We can say 5 days. No, he's gonna have one day.
No, he's saying you wanted it removed on the 27th, a Sunday. Mr. Edelman is saying he's thinking removing it on the 24th. So he's giving you more time than you asked for.
24 is fine.
So you're all in agreement on the 24th? Okay, remove GPS.
Will you be able to have the GPS monitor put back on following the surgery?
Yes.
And so what time frame?
He's saying that he's gonna be in the hospital how long?
Yeah, about 4 days. That's what he told me.
All right, so we can have the GPS then be removed on October 21st. I'm sorry, 24th. And it's to be reinstalled upon release from the hospital. So if you don't get it installed when you release from the hospital, that's gonna be a violation. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, he has the DWI case and he has some assaultive cases. Is that correct?
That's correct.
All right, is anyone gonna let the complainant know that he has surgery, so the GPS is going to be removed?
We'll call it.
All right, and you still will have the no contact orders in place. So let me explain something to you. If you violate your no contact orders while you're in the hospital, you're gonna find yourself waking up chained down to a bed. Because that's what they will do. The police will come and they will chain you to the bed. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And then potentially from the release of the hospital, you'll be making your way to the Bexar County Jail. Do you understand?
Yes.
You are not to have contact with the complainant. You have a DWI pending. You're not to be driving. And I'm sure once you have that surgery, they're going to tell you no driving. You understand?
Yes.
Additionally, Your Honor, when the district attorney is talking to the complainant, if it's the spouse and they haven't seen each other for about a year now.
Yeah.
If they could ask her not to come to the hospital, because that's the same, you know.
All right. If you all tell them there's no contact.
For 19 years, Your Honor. I haven't been in a year.
No.
I left my house.
I mean, here's the thing. I don't know anything about your case. I don't know if the state can prove it beyond a reasonable doubt, because I don't know anything about your case. But I do know sometimes the reasons we are here are choices that we've made. So based upon the reason we're here, there's a no contact order. Now, if the state wants to decide that you can have contact with her while you're in the hospital, then that's something you all need to agree to. But what I'm telling you right now is you're not to have contact with her. And if she shows up at the hospital, you need to tell her to leave. And she is not to be on your visitors list, because I'm assuming they still do things the same way, that there's a list of visitors you can have, and she needs to be on the no visitor list. You understand? All right, if you all will draw up the order, the court will sign it.
Yes, Your Honor, while the trial division's here, it's going to be a DWI third. So if there's any pretrial suppression motions, can we run those along with the trial?
Sure,
Thank you.
you're welcome. Is there anything else?
Nothing further from
All right,
the
so-
defendant, Your Honor.
You've seen the way Odyssey is behaving, so y'all need to write that order up quickly so it can get in the system.
Okay.
All right,
Okay, we can excuse your honor.
Yes.
I think
I really need to go check in with this court.
okay, all you have to do is put
Okay.
order, agreed order.
Okay.
Why not?
All right, just write on this sheet of paper, agreed order. Defendant is allowed, GPS is allowed to be removed on October 24th, 2024. And it is to be reinstalled immediately upon release from the hospital. But y'all never put off, what you can do today. Unless you're on vacation. Thank you for letting me know. Uh-huh. Yes. All right, thank you. All right, thanks. Yes.
I'm here for this one. Does she need to be brought out to approach, or I can ask the judge?
Hi.
May I approach, Your Honor?
Yeah.
Just 2 seconds. I have a client in Spain, and I filed a motion for competency and sanity, so brothers.
All right,
It's
so,
filed since last night. I don't know if they need to bring her out.
well, let me ask you this. Has she already been found competent or no?
She hasn't been examined.
Okay, well, they're not gonna do the sanity until the competency is
I know,
complete.
and I filed the motion, which I have here, asked for both. And I know that Carruthers will ask for the competency and then the sanity.
Yes, so is she in the back?
She's in the back, so if we need her, we can do it that way.
Yes, have them have her brought out.
And then this is the order that's attached. So they're bringing her out. Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No problem, I just want to make sure that you could text me my line, where are you?
Yes.
Okay. So, yeah, I'll get this. All of this. Yes, let's see.
Is there anything else y'all wanted to add to the order?
I'm gonna go with, the wording looks correct on the clerk that printed out an order, so I don't have anything.
It doesn't look like we're gonna have anything.
All right, so it's just removed October 24th, reinstalled immediately upon release from the hospital?
Yeah.
All right, so if y'all would just sign off on that.
Who's just writing the multiple cost numbers? There's a lot of them.
All right. And is it 4 correct?
For cases, Your Honor.
I got this.
Yeah, I got this.
Thank you. Let me get this signed.
So, counsel,
Yes, ma'am.
the reason why there were 4 printed is because for the
Oh.
clerks, they have to have one.
Let me
For
read them again, Your Honor.
Okay.
Can I get 4 of those? Yeah, because there's gonna be 4 cases.
No. I gave you a printout. I gave you 4 different sheets for the
Yeah.
same thing.
Yeah, but, well, just an extra one because this is.
Well, no, just use a whiteout. And then for the rest of the copies that I gave you, all you have to do is just write the numbers on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Where's the other one? Yeah, except the one I gave them, right? Do you have the other ones?
So,
Yeah, thank you, Your Honor.
so just
I sure will, thank you. Your
write
Honor.
off the one. All right.
You need my this?
Let's see.
All right, Roxanne Hutchinson.
Judge, that's mine. I wanted to approach.
Yes.
She set on October 29th.
Mhm.
But I'm gonna be on vacation. So I wanted to see if I can reset that for
You're just
November.
saying that for all of us, because we're gonna be here. When are you gonna be back?
I can just reset it for November 5th. That's all I'm doing.
November 5th? I can do November 7th.
Okay.
All right, that will be her plea deadline date. Is your client in custody?
No, she's on block.
All right, you'll let her know?
Yes.
All right, we'll be back then on November 7th. And are you on Matos?
Matos, yes.
Matos, all right.
So Mr. Matos is in County Court 11.
Mhm.
The deputies are verifying the warrants. He has a bond increase for
Mhm.
the misdemeanor warrant.
Mhm.
And then he has a warrant for this case. I wanted to see if the court would set a bond on this case, or do we need to have a hearing? And so
We need to have a hearing and just ask them. They can bring them up here at 1:30 or,
that was my question, if we could bring them over here.
yes, and if you'll confer with the state and if you'll make sure that that goes back to the clerks.
So at 1:30 or just,
1:30 unless unless the deputies are able to bring him here sooner. They may not be able to because we have a shortage.
thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right, and Norma, if you'll put that in the system.
Yeah.
All right. All right, and this one is at 1, they're coming back at 1:30.
1:30?
Who's here on Steve Chavaria?
That'd be me. I can't talk this morning. That would be me, Judge.
All righty, where's your client?
He's right over here.
Excuse me, miss. You need to stay seated. All right, come
You
down,
want Mr.
Mr.
Chavaria
Chavaria.
to-
I can help you, but I gotta do this first.
Make sure you speak on it here, so we're just looking so. All right, so first things first. All right, so Mr. Chavaria, we're going to go on the record briefly. Court is calling 2024 CR 007-367 State versus Steve Chavaria for the state.
Tony Aviola for the state of Texas.
And are you Mr.?
I'm
No
sorry.
announcements from you yet, counsel. Are you Mr. Chavaria?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. The attorney who was representing you was David Cuellar. And he filed a motion to withdraw because he's taken employment elsewhere. Do you have any objections to his motion to withdraw?
No, ma'am.
All right. Now the court then will sign the motion to withdraw. And now, counsel, have you been appointed to represent him?
I have, Your Honor.
All right. And you're the attorney on both cases?
I am.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, if you can make sure that counsel is on the 6-7 case as well, because I've just signed the motion to withdraw from Mr. Cuellar. All right, see, we're off the record. That's another thing that's going on. How can you put another attorney on a case before the motion to withdraw is signed? I'm baffled by it all, but okay. All right, so where are we on this case? The last time we were here was August, and it was reset for September 19th for discovery.
Okay, so I've received 85 videos so far on the machine gun case. And I've received about 17 videos, I want to say, on the possession case. I've been through about 47 of the videos so far on the machine gun case, Judge. There's no offer in this case just yet. I've just spoke to the state that I guess that this is, I don't want to put words in your mouth.
All right, so you're saying that I'm assuming the machine gun case, that's the prohibited weapons, and that's according to the indictment. The automatic Glock pistol with the attached Glock switch?
That's correct, Judge.
All right.
So essentially what we'd be asking for is one more setting. I would like to still continue to finish going through the discovery. There's quite a bit. I discussed this with my client. He has no objections to it. We also haven't gotten an offer on this case just yet. I brought to the state's attention. I know that this is probably new on council's radar over here too, so it's pretty complicated.
All
I'm
right, so
sure.
here's the thing. When the state's attorney, the district attorney moves people around, I don't do that thing where this is a new attorney, so, they have to catch up.
Okay.
Tony knows this. So there needs to be an offer tendered. I am calling this back. And I'm calling this back for November 4th.
November 4th.
And on November 4th, an offer needs to be tendered. And then there's going to be a quick turnaround for plea deadline date. Because this case has been dragging since August.
We'll be ready by then, Judge. That November 4th is great.
All right, so we'll be back on November 4th. Do you have any questions?
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, you're welcome.
And thank you, Judge. May we be excused?
Yes,
All right. Thank you so much.
you're welcome. One second. Yeah.
I just got back from ACT, so. Found it first.
Marco, do you see what page Chavarria is on?
Yeah.
Oh, you say first page? Okay. And then you have the orders.
Yes, sure. Have you been here on good?
Hmm?
Have you been good?
Oh, yes, I can't complain.
Great. I won this Texas Lotto for second times.
Oh, you did? Congratulations.
Only off my number. I'm not gonna obsess. I'm not gonna obsess over it. The numbers okay.
And how's your sister doing?
I really, my sister, I live with my sister Ramona.
Mhm.
My other family members are kind of strange.
Uh,
That's good. Thank you.
all right, thank you. Have a good one.
You as well. I thought we didn't need. That's one done. So they don't have ways. That's possible.
All right, are you all ready on Ayala?
From the back.
All right, whenever you're ready, just approach the court.
Okay, thank you.
I'm right here. I'm gonna get her.
Thank you.
We have Mr. Kelly here in the back. We're gonna bring him up for you.
Well, it's not my fault.
We're ready, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. All right, yes, we're ready.
Make sure you speak out and clear when you're spoken to, ma'am.
Hello. All right, so, Ms. Ferguson, on this case, will you let, Judge Carruthers know that an informal inquiry isn't necessary? That just to order the psychological evaluation?
We want the examination with the court's permission for competency and sanity.
All right, so here's the thing, with regards to that, they are not going to take your motion where it's sanity and competency. You're gonna have to refile another motion for sanity because they can't determine that until she's competent.
That's fine, Your Honor.
All right, so, Ms. Ferguson, just let them know I grant your motion. And what we'll do is we'll recall this. Norma, put it on the docket for December 2nd. And it may be sooner than that, but we just want to make sure that we don't lose track. All right, Ms. Ayala, do you have any questions? You sure?
Yes.
All right, she can go back.
Just briefly, Your Honor, on December 2nd, I'm in federal court in Del Rio. I can always move that with Norma, or do I need to move that with you
No,
now?
we're just going to use that to see where
Status?
she is. Yes, so you don't necessarily need to be here. It's just for me to make sure that everything is done that should be done.
Okay, may I be excused?
Yes.
Thank you, Judge.
Counsel, do you need to explain to your client?
I am, I'm gonna talk to her.
All right, so if you'll just talk to her and explain to her, please.
Oh, that's weird. Yeah. Obviously.
Your Honor, may we approach?
Just one moment.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes,
May we approach?
yes.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. All right, is this CC? 2024 CC, is that misdemeanor?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Thank you. Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Well,
Turn it on. Turn off, turn on. That's right.
Who's that?
You got
You're welcome. And let me find her page.
Yeah. All right, and Marco, if you make sure that's in the system. Larry Smith.
Present, Your Honor.
All right, so the last time we were here, my understanding is that all discovery had been received.
Last time discovery had not been received, but since then it has been received, Judge. We
Okay.
got school records that we were asking for. The state provided those last week. So I believe we have all the discovery necessary. I don't believe we're gonna come to a resolution, Your Honor, so we're gonna need a trial date.
All right, was an offer tendered?
Have an offer, yes.
All right, and when was that tendered?
At least 2 settings ago, and we rejected that. Your Honor.
All right, so are you asking for a jury trial?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, your plea deadline date has expired, so the court will not accept any plea bargain agreements without good cause. Otherwise, you have to plea open to the court. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, how long are you all expecting this jury trial to last?
Judge, I think it's like a 4-day trial. We're probably gonna be going to the jury for punishment.
All right, Ms.
Yes.
Ferguson, I need a jury trial date for family violence, 4 days. All right, December 2nd.
We can do that, Judge.
All right, you'll be brought over dressed for trial in whatever attire you have at the Bear County Jail. If you wish to be attired in something different, you have to make arrangements with your attorney.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
We're
right.
starting on that already, Judge.
All right, and counsel, if there's an issue with the clothing exchange, just let the court know.
Thank you, Judge. Appreciate it.
All
Judge,
right.
also, he had previously got, correct me if I'm wrong, a bond reduction down to 100,000.
Yes.
And we were wondering if the court would entertain another bond reduction, given the fact that he's been locked up for significant amount of time.
Yes, just have Ms. Ferguson put it on the docket and I will hear it.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, and I need an acknowledgement of discovery before
Yes.
you all leave today.
We'll get that done.
All right, thank you.
Yes.
Oh, state?
Yes.
On Smith, I do have an acknowledgement of discovery from September 19th, but you probably need an updated one. Okay.
Well, not them. Want me to confirm this? That's gonna be about the paperwork. Are they gonna fill out the paperwork? I don't know anything about paperwork. You wanted me to commit that y'all were gonna fill out paperwork. I don't know anything about paperwork. I just know for you to take them to 1.5. I don't know anything about paperwork.
Sir, I accept your call.
Oh, okay, yeah. That's about it.
Thanks. Here you go.
There you go.
All right, Eric Kelly.
Be to the left. Yes, you're gonna be to the left.
Can we be right here in front of the mic, speak loud and clear for the bench? Personally.
Thank you. Hi. Okay, so where are we on these cases?
If I may kind of summarize, Your Honor. Mr. Kelly has two pending drug charges that are before the court today.
Mhm.
Those cases, he also has had an aggravated robbery case that's been pending for some time that was
Yes.
awaiting indictment.
Yes.
And the drug cases have been reset a number of times, trying to get some resolution of that robbery case. At some point, which was our last setting, I think the court's position was, we don't know this, the way things are operating right now, it could take forever to this case get indicted.
Well, that wasn't me because,
It's indicted now, Judge.
So
okay,
the bottom line is that since our last setting, the robbery case has been indicted.
okay.
And I think we would have a chance of getting everything resolved. But here's the bad thing is.
Kelly Green is the attorney.
Problem is there's different lawyers.
Okay.
And so, if we could get all the lawyers together.
Oh, here's Bob Behrens now. Bob Behrens, can you come forward, please? So who else is the attorney other than Kelly Green?
It's,
The fraud is not indicted at this point, so, and it's the least of the problems, so I don't know if we'll need that attorney or not.
So we don't need that attorney.
Who is it?
All
I
right,
think it's Mr. Esparza, maybe.
so this is Eric Kelly.
Correct.
So if you all can talk. All right,
Talk amongst ourselves.
yes. So Mr. Kelly, if you have a seat, they're gonna talk amongst themselves. Matos?
I just called for an interpreter.
Okay, all right, thank you. And counsel, do you know if your client is a citizen or not?
I'm sorry?
Do you know if he's a citizen or not?
He's not.
All right, are you gonna need an immigration attorney?
We're not gonna plead him out today.
No, I know, but we still have to have an immigration attorney for him. So are you gonna
Yes,
act
I'm
as the
gonna need
immigration
one.
attorney?
Yes,
You will act as one.
no,
You need one.
yes.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
All right, so Ms. Ferguson. Mr. Matos, he needs an immigration attorney as well.
It might still be there.
Hey, Judge, how are you?
Hi.
I would just want to approach you on a setting the facts, okay?
Mhm.
Would you mind if I move this a little bit, just a little bit, personal matter?
Okay, just a second. Who's here on Armando Garcia?
I'm present, Your Honor.
All right.
Morning, Judge.
Good morning. So on this case, where are we on discovery?
We have all the discovery, Your Honor. We just need a trial date. We've gotten an offer. We rejected it.
Okay, just. And when was the offer tendered?
Gonna say last setting.
Last setting, a new offer was presented today, but
All right, so are you asking for a jury trial? All right, so your plea deadline date has expired. If you decide the day of trial to enter a plea, the court will only accept that plea agreement with good cause. Otherwise, you have to plead open to the court. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. All right, so. Which case are you all going to be proceeding on? The aggravated assault or the felon in possession of a firearm?
Judge, the other one is an MTR.
Ah.
And I'm sorry, the felon possession is an MTR.
Okay.
It would be the ag assault, public service.
All right, so are you all ready to proceed on the MTR and the felon in possession of a firearm because it's alleged that he didn't report in April?
We haven't discussed that, Judge.
Y'all want to discuss that?
Okay. We'll look at that.
All right, if you'll step back, thank you. All right, and just give me 5 minutes.
It's local, so we're trying to get two. We need to bring it back. Yes.
She notated that students only use the separate discharge displays. Which is a follow to this community. Thank you. Right.
Let me find out. I have no book. Welcome to my life.
Oh, that's. Oh, you mean on the drugs? No. It's not an A or B case. Yeah, is it? No. How do you say?
Hello, how are you? All right, how are you doing?
I am well, thank you.
All right, so you're here for Ronaldo Matos. Where is defense counsel?
She does that, Judge. I'm calling her right now.
Okay, just give us 1 second.
Of course,
Do you need a case number?
yes, if you don't mind.
All right, it's NM 733-443, and it's Ronaldo. Yeah, Matos. You're welcome.
Yeah. 01011.
Thank you. Yes. We did. See, this is really, I don't know what that means, what they're doing now. No, that's fine. No. It's not on you, it's the system. And then you have this for me? Okay, all right. No, you didn't. It's the system. All right, thank you. Okay. Yes, just give me 1 moment. Let me put this in the system and then I will be ready for you. All right, Norma, if you can make sure that's in the system, that's been reset. And defense, you want to approach? Mr. Delahan? Yes.
On Armando Garcia, the MTR, we want to set up a contested hearing.
All right. State, the contested hearing on Garcia, are you all able to do that today or no? Sure. All right, Mr. DeLeon, if you'll have a seat and let me take up this matter with the interpreter. All right, Ronaldo Matos.
Judge, it'd take at least an hour, so we can possibly do it this afternoon.
All right, if you all want to do this afternoon,
It's,
we can.
we're gonna waive the new number ones
Okay,
and then proceed on the second.
okay. All right, just give me one moment. All right, on this case, where are you all on discovery? I know it's pre-indictment, but I'm just wondering, so I'll know what the next setting date should be.
I don't have any medical records, Judge.
Okay. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to recall this in December, if everybody is okay with the December date, because it hasn't been indicted.
That's correct.
And defense, if you have settings that you want to be heard before then, any motions for bond, just let the court know and we'll place it on the docket. So I say we can put this the week of December 9th.
Okay.
All right, is everyone okay with December 12th? That's a Thursday.
We're, state's fine.
I can do December 9th, Judge.
All right, we'll put it on December 9th. All right, Mr. Matos. Any questions you can ask your attorney? You haven't been indicted yet, so December 9th is just a date for me to figure out and make sure that discovery is flowing freely. I have no doubt that it will be flowing freely between attorneys, but I just want it on the 9th so we don't lose track of the case. And then we'll make sure that Matt knows that he needs an immigration attorney, and if you'll reach out to them as well, and they'll have an immigration attorney for him as well. Anything else?
Yes, Judge, on this actual nightmare case, there was a violation submitted the end of September, I believe, and the court remanded Mr. Matos without bond. And so I wanted the court to set a bond.
All right. Marco, can you pull I just have the order. Can you pull the full violation report so I can see what that was concerning? And State, have you had a chance to confer on this violation?
Yeah, yes, Richard did come forward and we spoke about it.
Okay. All right, once they pull that, then we will take it up. Just give him a moment. It's NM 733443. And I'm trying to look on my as well to see if I can pull it up. I may have found it. Let me see. All right, thank you. Because mine is still, the circle is going. All right, thank you. All right. So I believe, according to what I'm reviewing, have both parties had a chance to see the actual violation report?
I have not.
All right. So what I'm reviewing, this is the fourth. Everyone, please whisper. This is the fourth and third violation. And according to it, they said that there was a confirmed consumption on Scram. Is that what everyone else has?
That's my understanding, Judge.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, we're gonna go on the record. Court is calling night mag number 733-443 State versus Ronaldo Hernandez Matos. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Jason Garahan, Your Honor.
Defense?
Bridget Gotza for defense.
And are you Mr. Matos?
Yes.
All right, we have an interpreter. If you could raise your right hand for me, please. Do you solemnly swear and affirm you will faithfully translate from English into Spanish and Spanish into English, so help you God?
I do, Your Honor.
All right, you can lower your hand if you state your name for the record.
Carmen Tarragona Sáenz.
All right. So a violation report was presented to the court on October 3rd. According to the violation report, it stated that the defendant was currently in non-compliance due to a confirmed consumption on Scram. The violation date was for September 22nd, 2024. And the court issued the order on October 3rd, issued a judge's warrant and remanded the defendant without bond. All right. Defense, what are you requesting?
Your Honor, we're asking the court, I conferred with the state of Texas and they suggested, the original bond was at $5,000. They suggested to double the bond amount to $10,000. Mr. Matos is currently on the Scram, as you well know. Continue on Scram and to do weekly UAs. So we are asking the court to double the bond amount to $10,000 and weekly UAs and to continue him on Scram.
All right, is that the state's agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Matos, I have a few questions for you. If you could raise your right hand for me, please. Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right, so I'm not going to ask you anything that's technically related to the charge that could be used against you at trial. But one, are you driving? Do you have a vehicle?
Yes. Yes.
And is that vehicle at your residence?
Yes.
Oh, no. Parking. Yeah, okay.
It's in the parking here.
It was an accident and that, so I don't know if he has.
No, I mean, currently, do you own a vehicle?
Yes, yes.
All right, where is that vehicle?
Parking.
Park.
Judge, I don't know, did he drive here today?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. All right, did you drive here today?
Yes.
And does that vehicle have ignition interlock on it?
No.
No.
Do y'all want to discuss this agreement? Because here's the court's problem. He's on Scram. I'm not the person who placed him on Scram. Another judge placed him on Scram. And I'm assuming he was placed on Scram because maybe they assume that there was a collision, vehicle totaled, and not knowing he has another vehicle. So right now, currently, I have someone who drove down to the court in a vehicle that's not equipped with any device. And we have an alcohol consumption on Scram. So do y'all want to discuss?
Yes, Judge.
But what I can't, off the record, what I can tell you all, there probably needs to be somebody who can drive down here and pick up that vehicle, because I'm not going to let him leave here in a vehicle that doesn't have ignition interlock.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, step back.
Yes, thank you. Yeah. All right, Eric Kelly. Hello.
And right here, for sure, you skip over here.
Hi, so where are we?
Well, Mr. Behrens has stepped out. He was starting to review the file on the robbery case.
Mhm.
And was trying to piece things together, so I'm kind of waiting his input on that at this point.
All right,
And I'm familiar with the case, Judge, so I mean, I can confer with Mr. Behrens as soon as he comes back.
okay, all right, we'll do that then. All right, thank you.
Yes, sir. Where you were at, okay, on the top.
All right, and wherever you all are ready on Matos, just let the court know.
We're ready.
All right, Mr. Matos.
Judge, he has a bond increase out of County Court 11 nonetheless. He's going into custody.
Okay. All right, we're back on the record on night mag number 733443. Have you all had an opportunity to speak with regards to new information?
Yes.
All right, and
To have him install the ignition interlock on the vehicle.
And I think install that on any vehicle that he has access to or that he is driving.
And continue with scrum, weekly UAs. And double the amount of the
$10,000 bond.
$10,000 bond.
all right, does he have, Mr. Matos, you're still under oath. Do you have someone to call to pick up your vehicle?
Yes.
All right, because that vehicle is not to be driven without ignition interlock.
No.
Do you have, I mean, no, you understand or?
Yes, I do understand.
All right. This vehicle that you drove today, what model is that vehicle?
It's a Pontiac. Solstice.
All right. Do you have any other vehicle other than the Pontiac?
No, no,
Do you have a motorcycle?
no.
All right. At your residence, are there any other vehicles?
Yes,
How many?
3.
So including your vehicle, that would make a total of 4 vehicles at your residence?
Yes.
All right. Does anyone want to address that issue?
That's the issue that the state has, is if he has access to these vehicles, he may be driving, so the state would be requesting ignition lock on each vehicle that he has access to.
Depends. I know that gets very expensive, but that's where we are.
I'm in a room, they are strangers, I don't know these people.
What do you mean?
I just want one room in the home.
State?
Well, Judge, there was a little bit of a difficulty there. I believe that if he's renting that room, at least that we could get proof that he's renting this room in that location, then that obviously would resolve it to a certain degree, but we would request that he not drive any vehicle without the ignition lock installed.
Judge, is technically an apartment.
I mean, is it? All right. Where
I
you
mean, if
live, is
he-
it an
if-
apartment?
A house, 1519.
Oh, wait a minute, I don't need the address. Here's my question. You say it's a home?
Yes,
And is this the place where, how many bedrooms?
4.
So are you saying that the owner of the home is renting out rooms?
Yes,
All right,
yes.
here's the thing. You're either gonna use the interpreter or you're not. Okay.
Yes. Yes,
So there are 4 people who live in that home?
yes, yes.
All right. Anything else from either side?
Nothing from state, Your Honor.
So I just want to clarify. Does the court want him to provide a letter that he's renting that one room so that he only has to install the ignition interlock on his vehicle?
No, whomever he's renting the room from, there should be some sort of leasing agreement. Sir, do you have a leasing agreement?
No.
I think that the person that he rents from or leases from can provide a letter to the court.
All right. So the person you're paying, do you pay them every month?
Yes. Yes.
Do they give you a receipt?
No.
Is this some cash thing under the table thing that people are doing?
No, yo le pago un cuartico. I pay for a room.
Okay, here's the thing. I'm not your civil attorney, but if you are paying rent to somebody, it would probably benefit you to get a receipt. Because sometimes if you don't have a receipt, that means it didn't happen.
Una casa, creo que es una vivienda que de una casa de esa gente. It's this house, it's like that these people's house, home.
All right, that sounds a little bit like something else is going on, but I'm not unpacking that today. Question, do you have somebody who can come and pick up your vehicle today?
Yes,
Who is that person?
a cousin.
What's their name?
Rolaidis.
Rolaidis?
Rolaidis. Rolaidis. Matos. Matos.
All right. So how do y'all want to handle the exchange of these keys to make sure that it's his cousin who's taking the keys?
Escribí si podía venir, aunque no sé seguro si pueda venir. I wrote him to see if he could come, but I'm not sure if he can come.
All right, so that's another issue.
¿Me quieres dar las llaves a mí? I'll take the keys, Judge.
All right, then she said she will take the keys.
¿Dónde está el carro? Le marcas a él para decirle dónde están.
See if there's a card, if you park in the parking garage.
¿Está en el estacionamiento alto o más en la calle?
All right. Defense attorneys, see, people don't understand everything that defense attorneys have to do. That's why they say you're a counselor, you're an interpreter, you're a mom, you're a dad, have to do it all as a defense attorney. All right, this is what the court will do. The court will follow your agreed suggestion to the court, which is setting his bond at $10,000. I'll ask that the warrant be recalled. Continue with Scram. And there's to be ignition interlock on his vehicle. I'm gonna order 120 sober meetings in 120 days. Weekly UAs. And there's to be, sir, there's to be no driving of any vehicle that does not have ignition interlock installed. Do you understand? If you're driving a vehicle, ignition interlock must be installed. Do you understand?
Yes, yes.
All right. It's a NIGMAG number. I'll order that the weekly UAs, I'll order that the fees are waived. And I'll ask for outpatient treatment. And the fees will be waived on that as well. Is there anything else from either side?
Nothing for the state, Your Honor.
Judge, is there a waiting list for the fees to be waived for the ignition interlock?
Oh, the ignition interlock, they're not gonna waive fees because that's a third party contract. I can put in defer fees, waive fees. They're not gonna do it. I'll say it. So the ignition interlock fees are to be waived or deferred, but they're not gonna do it because it's a third party contract.
And does that apply as well for the scram?
Yes. All right, the only fees that I can waive are the fees for outpatient treatment and the fees for the UAs.
One other item, he's gonna go into custody. He has now a $10,000 bond for the nightmare case, and he also has a $5,000 bond for the misdemeanor case. I don't know how long it's gonna take him to bond out. How long are you going to give him to install the ignition interlock?
The ignition interlock needs to be installed immediately upon release.
So is that 3 days, 5 days, 7 days?
If he's released on a Saturday, that ignition interlock needs to be installed on the first weekday. So that would be Monday. So if he's released Thursday, he needs to get it installed Friday. But if he's released on the weekend, then it's the next business day. All right, is there anything else?
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
All right, we can go off the record, Mr. Matos, if you have an alcohol problem, you need to take care of that. Do not come back here again for violations, you understand? All right, if you need any type of treatment, you can let the court know and I'll order it for you. All right, thank you.
Your Honor, may I be excused?
Yes, thank you so much.
Judge, can I approach the discovery?
Yes. Okay, thank you. Thank you. And everyone, just give me a moment. Yeah. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Just Bernie and I and Jason are ready to talk to the judge about Mr. Kelly.
Oh, no, I have it. I just haven't done it yet. I'll take care of it. Yeah, no, I have it.
Yeah. Is that just for?
Yes. Yes.
No. No, I just got noticed that on the 24th, so I was kind of curious. I just want to make sure, like, we're gonna take a jury today or?
Yes. I looked at the warrant, but he has to make bond, so he's still gonna be in custody because he hasn't made bond. Yeah, so I would call the warrant and I've set his bond at $2,000, so he still has to make bond. All right, thank you. because I had issued a judge's warrant and remanded him without bond, so I'm setting a bond for him. Norma, is Matos on the docket today or no? All right, who's here on Jonathan Dad? I'm sorry, Kelly. Yes. And then after that, I'll take up Dash.
Mr. Campion and I are here with Mr. Garahan.
Yes.
This has come to our attention, my attention, that within the last, I guess, October 1st, Mr. Kelly's aggravated robbery case, which Ms. Green and I are on, got indicted. There's no new setting yet. Mr. Garahan was looking at the file nonetheless today. Mr. Zamora's got a case that he's not here, and Mr. Campion's got two cases.
All right,
So
so
we were wondering-
Zamora's case, what is?
That's a fraudulent use or possession of ID. Right, and but what I think might be useful, especially since we don't have a setting on this new indictment yet, is maybe we set all of them for the same date. And it gives Mr. Garahan time to look through the case and see what he wants to do with the ag robbery case, and gives him time to make offers for the drug cases if that's what he wants to do. I mean,
You want to bring it back
Obviously-
on November 14th?
That's the decision for the state, Your Honor.
All right, we'll come back on November 14th.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you.
oh, and then Judge, as far as setting bond, you had remanded him for, he got arrested for a couple misdemeanors in Guadalupe County, and you had remanded him as a result. Is that something that we can address today as far as
Are
setting
you-
bond
If
again?
you set, if for hearing, I'll hear it.
Okay.
All
All
right. Thank you.
Raise your hand. Your full name? Are you the defendant in this case? Are you aware of the different stipulations attached here too?
Mr. Kelly.
You saw this way.
Thank you. Thank you.
Are you familiar with the jury waiver? Your attorney explains your constitutional rights. You understand me? If they're desired to enter the plea market today, waive it up to the jury trial. Then your signature right there. Thank you.
Yes, he still needs to make a bond. The only thing I did was set him a bond. So he should remain in custody until he makes the bond. All right, thank you. The only thing I did was I lifted the remand without bond. Yeah. So Thank you so much. All right, who is here on Dash? Are you all ready to proceed?
We are, Judge.
All right, where is Dash? All right, court is calling 2021 CR 5546, State of Texas versus Jonathan Dash. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Andrew Harris, Sademan.
Defense?
Trey Maurer for Mr. Dash.
And are you Mr. Dash?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review the document entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision with your attorney?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you the same Jonathan David Dash who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2021 CR 5546 for the offense of possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1 gram to 4 grams on July 26, 2021 for a period of 4 years? Is that you?
Yes, Your Honor.
State?
On or about the 18th day of August 2024 in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant, Jonathan David Dash, did then and there fail to submit to drug testing as directed by the supervision officer in violation of condition number 2. State waives the remaining violation allegation.
To violation of condition number 2, how do you plead? True or not true?
I plead true, Your Honor.
Your Honor, I have some, I'd like to offer some argument on behalf of why that is true, but kind of some reasoning behind it, if you would like me to reserve that for later or discuss it
Yes.
now.
All right, did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 2, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, sentence you up to 10 years in the prison and up to a $10,000 fine?
Yes, Your Honor.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 2?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense, any objections to the state's waivers?
No objections, Your Honor.
All right, is there a proposed agreement?
There is, Judge.
Yes, Your Honor, to follow the supervision officer's recommendation, ultimate amend for state ISF.
All right, so why should I follow this? Because in his history, this is not his first motion to revoke. And I previously ordered felony drug court, and then I ordered ISF. So has he been to ISF before?
He has been to ISF, Your Honor, and he did complete it successfully. The reason we are asking for ISF again is because Mr. Dash, from my conversation with him, is in desperate need of mental health treatment. Even currently in the Bexar County Jail, he's supposed to be getting 5 mental health medications, different medications. He's only receiving 1. He recognizes, that he's made mistakes leading up to this point. I have a letter written by Mr. Dash that I can tender to the court that Mr. Edelman has seen already. As discussed previously, we obviously did an MTR in June where you continued him. After that happened, he was doing okay for a little bit and then had another mental health crisis. His phone was stolen and his medication was stolen out of his bag. So that just kind of compounded on everything. He was, his entire bag was stolen. So including his phone and medication. So that kind of compounded on everything. He wasn't able to take his medications. And then again, not having a phone made it difficult for him to report.
But I just don't know what to do with him because I ordered Center for Healthcare Services. He's supposed to be going to Center for Healthcare Services. And even when people lose their bags, if you had been going to Center for Healthcare Services, you should know I need to go to Center for Healthcare Services or I need to report to probation.
I was on the street, Your Honor. I apologize. My mental health has been getting worse as the years go on. I didn't recognize it. My wife did. That's why I got displaced from my home after a couple months. Your Honor, I'm putting myself on the mercy of the court. I've been on probation before, like a long time ago. I can do this. I just need mental health meds put correctly.
But see, here's the court's problem. I don't think you've been doing it. And I tried to work with you because 2021, he was placed on deferred adjudication. And I ordered felony drug court. I ordered no contact with the church. And then after that, he picked up another MTR. That MTR was withdrawn. I altered and amended conditions to include state ISF. And then there was another no contact with someone else. And then he had another MTR. And before that MTR, there was a miscommunication with the ISF, so it was reordered again. So then we come back in June of 2024, he picks up a new offense. I denied the motion to revoke, alternate amended conditions for ISP, the MIC, the UA hotline, sober meetings. I just don't think there's anything else that can be done.
Begging, putting myself in the mercy of the court. I just need my mental health next man.
I mean, I understand what you're saying, but what you're saying to me is what you said to me the previous two times when there was a motion to revoke filed.
Thought I only had one motion to revoke, Your Honor. It's just.
And I just don't know what to do.
Your Honor, there's, I think from discussing with probation, it seems like state ISF is the, I guess, only kind of inpatient facility. You know, he's asked me if there's some sort of psych ward that he could attend to, somewhere where the whole focus is mental health treatment.
And the problem is, I can't keep him in state ISF for the duration of his probation. So I don't know what else we can do for him, because history seems to suggest that he's going to go to state ISF, he's going to get released, something's going to happen, he's not going to take his meds, he's not going to go to Center for Healthcare Services, and then we're going to be back here again.
I've been going to Center for Healthcare before I picked up the offense. I can do this, Your Honor. I'm begging, please, man. I will do whatever it takes. And, you know, I'm not giving excuses for before. I'm not giving excuses now. Your Honor, please. I've never been to prison before. I'm scared beyond my belief, man.
No, I mean, I know everybody is scared. Nobody wants to go to prison, but my problem is you haven't been doing what you're supposed to be doing.
It's because I did not realize my mental health was getting what it was, and I didn't realize I've been on my psych meds for so long before I picked it up the court. I didn't realize my mental health was slipping. My
All
wife
right, any
realized it.
objection to the court reading the court summary?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, this is what it says in the court summary. Probationer completed DDRF in May of 2022 and ISF cognitive substance abuse program in March of 2024. Since his discharge from ISF, he has decided not to report to probation as directed, and his whereabouts are unknown. Based on this information, it will be recommended the probationer return to state ISF once again in hopes he will gain the tools and motivation needed to not only be successful in probation, but to become a productive member of this community. Yeah, so they're saying that you just get released and then you just don't do anything.
It's not the case. At only time I was reporting until my bags got stolen after I had been put on the street by my wife. That's after almost 2 months of being out after the thing. Please, Your Honor, I can do this no matter what.
Your Honor, if I may, just ask the court if we can, I understand, you know, your reservations with him having done ISF before. If, you know, he can get another opportunity at it, hopefully his medications can be adjusted so he's on the correct dose while he's there. And then again, when he's out, if he's on the correct dose, you know, I know Mr. Dash is confident he can complete everything correctly. I think, you know, ultimately all these issues stem from his mental health issues and, you know, not being on the correct medication.
All right, and could I have a trial court certification, please?
I'll get it. All right.
May I speak, Your Honor?
Yes.
This is the main issue, is that in jail, they only give me one of my 5 medications. ISF don't give me one of my 5 medications. I thought I was doing okay when I first got out. I did 45 days of the 90 days, 90 classes at Club 12, which was one of the things that was in my bag when it got stolen. I did not realize I was slipping. The minute my phone got stolen, the minute I was out on the street from darting with my wife, so I started having issues. I called her. I didn't know that I was being looked at until a neighbor told me that the police came by my old residence. I called the probation officer. She asked me what's going on, asked me where I was at. I told her Western Blanco on the street. I told her what the situation was. She told me to come in, and I needed a ride from my wife. She said she's gonna come get me. We had miscommunications or whatever. Either way it goes, that she didn't show up, even though I called the probation officer. And we leave messages on her answering machine. Once again, still not making excuses. I should have tried harder than but please, I can do this.
Okay, all right, if you could sign the trial court certification, please.
Your Honor, may I offer forward this letter that was written by
Yes.
Mr. Dash that may also provide some more context?
Thank you. Thank you. All right. Mr. Dash, I understand your mental health issues that you're telling me about. I just don't think that probation is a good fit for you. We've done, whereas the court has given you all of the chances, all of the conditions, and it historically, what happens is you're released from custody, and once you're released from custody, you're okay for a month, and then you just disappear, and then everyone has to fine you. This is what the court is going to do. Court is finding violation of condition number 2 true. The court will find you guilty. The court will sentence you to 2 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served. The court will request the therapeutic community. The court will give you credit for any time completed in ISF and any time completed in DDRF. And you can explain that to your client, how much time he has. Did you review the trial court certification of defendants' rights to appeal, Mr. Dash?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
You have a limited right to appeal, and that right to appeal is as it relates to the allegations in the motion, not the fact that you were on deferred adjudication. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. And I will recommend for you the therapeutic community. And Mr. Dash, I did take into we can go off the record. I did take into consideration that this is a drug case. I did take into consideration that you have mental health issues. That is why I'm giving you credit for any time that's been spent in ISF, and any time that's been spent in DDRF, and any time that you've been in custody. And the clerk will be able to give you the amount of that time, counsel. Is there anything else?
Nothing from the bench, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
Your Honor.
Thank you. Could you just hold him for a minute so he can let him know how much time he has in? Yeah.
See if someone's on Zoom.
There's no one on Zoom yet. And Bashan, I'm going to send you the email just to make sure that I gave you the right Zoom link. All right, who is here on Cleed? Stephanie Cleed? All right, if y'all can come down. Court is calling 2022 CR 8049 State versus Stephanie Cleed. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Andrew Harris Edelman.
Defense?
Donald Wilson for the defense.
And are you Ms. Cleed?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
All right, did you review the document entitled Motion to Revoke Community Supervision and First Amended Motion to Revoke Community Supervision with your attorney?
Yes, I did.
And did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you the same Stephanie Cleed who was placed on community supervision in 2022 CR 8049 for the offense of theft under $2,500 enhanced on September 22nd, 2022 for a term of 3 years? Is that you?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, state.
On or about the 8th day of November 2023 in Bear County, Texas, the defendant Stephanie Cleed committed the offense of theft in violation of condition number 1.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
State waives the remaining violation allegations, Your Honor.
Any objections?
No objection.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number one, the court could find it true, grant the motion, and sentence you to 1 year in the state jail facility and
Yes,
up to
ma'am.
$1,000 fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number one?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find violation of condition number one true. All right, is there a proposed agreement?
No, Your Honor.
All right, state, what are you requesting?
Revocation and imposition of the underlying sentence, Your Honor.
Defense, what are you requesting?
Your Honor, Ms. Cleve would like an opportunity to discuss with you the issues that have been going on in our life that cause hardships and various other problems, and ask the court to consider other options.
All right, you want to raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Stephanie Cleve.
All right. Yes, what would you like to
And she
say?
has drafted a letter that she would like me to give to you, and then she would like to just sort of explain it.
Your Honor, I would have much rather said it words in looking you in the eye, but I get tongue tied and a little nervous.
Oh, no, that's no problem. All right, thank you. All right, what would you like to say? Or is you just wanted me to read the letter?
Yes, ma'am. And I also wanted to ask you if you could please consider letting me back out on probation. I think a year state jail or a TDC time, I think that's just like a way out. I mean, I really feel like the structure of probation is what I need right now. I take full responsibility for this current theft. I take full responsibility for what I've done.
So why would you commit a theft and you're on probation for that?
Well, Your Honor, to be honest with you, I didn't have the money, and I was gonna sell the items to pay for rent that was already past due.
So why didn't you sell items to pay for rent that was passed through?
Why did I?
Yeah, why didn't you?
Well, because I had stolen the items. I was gonna steal the items and
So let me ask you this. What do you think would happen in this world if everybody who has a bill that's overdue decided to steal?
it would be a horrible place.
Mhm.
Yes, and Your Honor, I take full responsibility for that. The saying, it's never too late, I guess, to change. You know, I'm 47 years old and I really have learned my lesson. Like, I don't want to do that anymore.
All right, this is what the court is going to do. The court is going to grant the motion. The court is going to sentence you to 1 year in a state jail facility, give you credit for any time served. There's $1,000 fine, time and money to run concurrent. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it? All right, you do have a limited right to appeal. That right to appeal is as it relates to the allegations in the motion, not the fact that you are on community supervision. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you.
Could I ask one thing?
Sure.
Could I be credited for the time served that I've already served?
Well,
Or
you're
time.
legally entitled to any credit that you've been in custody for.
Okay.
All right.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
All right, state, what is happening with the new cases she has? And counsel?
Rejecting them, Your Honor,
All right.
and I am filling out those rejections now.
And there's still misdemeanors that we will have to deal with in the other court.
All right, thank you. All right, who's here on Evelyn Oveda?
I am here.
Court is calling 2023 CR 2521 State versus Evelyn Oveda. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state
Andrew Harrison.
defense?
Jose Rocha for
And are you Miss Oveda?
Yes.
Counsel, you received all of the discovery and did you review it with your client?
I have, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Ms. Oveda, did you review the document entitled Application for Deferred Adjudication?
Yes.
with your attorney, did you understand it and sign it?
Yes.
And counsel, are you going to be requesting deferred?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Oveda, did you review the document entitled Court Admonishments with your attorney?
Yes.
Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes.
Did you understand you're charged with the offense of possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1 gram to 4 grams? That is a third-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes.
If you have a plea with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court doesn't follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand? Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes.
Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
Yes.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes.
Did you understand that the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication? If for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine.
Yes.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Your Honor, she has.
Do you believe she has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against her?
I do believe so.
Do you believe she's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, I do.
Ms. Oveda, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter the plea?
No.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived her right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
According to the plea, the state is recommending deferred adjudication. They're taking in consideration 2024 CR 010200. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes.
Defense, is that the plea?
Yes, Your Honor, it is.
State, is that the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
Did you sign it in both places?
Yes.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Outside the agreement, the state is requesting that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 4 years. There be a TAP evaluation, 180 hours of community service restitution, and a drug court evaluation. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
State, any evidence?
Same in exhibit 1 and attachments, Your Honor.
No objections, Your Honor.
Did you review the waivers with your attorney? Did you understand them? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports? But most importantly, there will be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes.
Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same.
Yes.
All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. Court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. Are we proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Your Honor, my client's been taking a full responsibility of this, understands what she did. It's not good for her or anybody in her family or the community. And she's thankful that the court would follow the state recommendation for deferred adjudication. She believes that being placed in deferred adjudication and with the help of probation, she'll be able to overcome this particular situation with drugs.
All right. So I have a few questions for you. Do you have any children?
No.
When's the last time you were employed?
I was employed 4 or 5 months ago.
Doing what?
helping my friend, clean up his barber shop that he owns.
Okay. So how often were you using?
I was using twice a day.
Do you have any family support?
Yes,
Who is your family support?
my mother and my brothers.
All right, this is what the court will do. The court will take in consideration 2024 CR 010200. The following evaluations are to take place while you're in custody. I'm going to want her evaluated for felony drug court. If felony drug court doesn't accept her based upon what I've read in police report, then we'll next try Esperanza Court. And I'm also going to want a TAP evaluation in custody. Follow all recommendations of TAP. 5 years deferred adjudication. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person, regular random UAs. There's to be proof of employment within 45 days of release. No employment as a home health care provider or with minors. There should be no contact with minors. Field visits 1 time per month for 6 months. $200 hours of community service restitution. How far did you go in school?
I went all the way to college.
All right. Oh, what did you study?
RN, nursing.
Okay. Well, you made your life harder, right? And let me just tell you why it's harder. Because in order to become a nurse, anything that requires a license, they do a background check. And in this court, if you're on probation out of here, I don't allow people to be home health care providers or work with minors. You understand?
Yeah.
So other than nursing, what's your dream job?
I really don't have one right now to then say.
All right, you need to start thinking about that, okay? So I'm going to do 200 hours of community service restitution. Those will be waived if she obtains a certificate from a trade school or if you complete college. Probation, is there anything else? Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
Can I do my TAP evaluation when I get out?
No. Here's the thing. I know why you want to be out, but you can't write your own program. If you could write your own program, you would not have been stopped by the officers with drugs on you, okay? It's for your own good. All right, did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes.
We can go off the record. In this court, to be successful on probation, communication is key. If there's an issue, let your probation officer know. If you feel they're not addressing it, you can always come back to court. And I'm sorry, probation, could you add 120 sober meetings in 120 days? All right, good luck to you, okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Maybe excuse your.
Yes.
Thank you.
We'll take you back.
Your Honor,
Yes.
there was a dismissal for 2024 CR 00200. It was in the file for that case, but I do not know where it is now.
I submitted it with the paperwork.
They say they haven't.
Your Honor, may I approach with the dismissals and rejections for this plea?
Yes.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, and everyone, I'm on break. Probation is on break. And we'll be back this afternoon.
Judge, I have an update for the court. We don't need a contested hearing after all. We've come to an agreement.
All right, so if you will take it up at 1:30.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Come back 1:30.